Today we're going to be talking about thrifting and vintage style and how my outfits have changed and transformed throughout the years, and ultimately how thrifting has formed my style today. All right, y'all, what is good? Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can tell, we're doing a sit-down video. I haven't done a sit-down video in so long. Usually I've been vlogging, finding, sourcing vintage clothes, reselling, everything in between, getting my website up. Website is up now, by the way, fromfilthyrags.com. But I miss just kind of just sitting down and yapping for 30 minutes. I'm just kidding, this video is not gonna be 30 minutes. But I think with my vintage website releasing, it had me kind of reminiscing on how I even got started in the first place with this business and how dabbling into this business of reselling and vintage and thrifting has helped ultimately even change my personal style of how I dress, because that's how I even got into thrifting and vintage anyways, is because I wanted to just dress better. Going into high school, I'm sure like everyone did, like we all had people that we looked up to, celebrities. Being that age, there's always people that we look up to and see and like try to emulate their style and how they look. To me, that was like people in hip hop, R&B, Justin Bieber. Love Justin Bieber. Believer till I die, you feel me? Movie stars, whoever it may be. And I remember senior year literally being a Jerry boy, like zip up pants right here, like by the ankle, and the long extended t-shirts, long extended flannel. I was heavily into that. IG from senior year is filled with those kind of outfits. Yeah, I couldn't afford like obviously anything that those people can purchase, and still now to this day, I can't really afford all of those expensive designer pieces. So for me, it started off with going to like H&M, Forever 21, Cotton On, drop crotch pants dropped. I remember whatever money I could save up, I would just go there. Or every time during Christmas time when I get Christmas money, Thanksgiving money, it was all going to those places. But in reality, it was still kind of expensive for me. Like I didn't have a job, like I was just in high school, like playing football. Like I can't afford to just be going to the mall all the time. But also something that icked me the wrong way was the fact that like it was so accessible to everyone. Like anyone can just go to H&M, anyone can just go to Forever 21 and buy the same thing that I just bought. And so now we're dressing the same thing and unplanned twinning in high school. That always kind of bothered me. And so senior year, I stumbled across the GOAT, Paul Cantu. Seeing him thrifting, seeing him find cool clothes and throwing it on and reselling it, I thought was just very fascinating. And so yeah, watching Paul Cantu's videos like literally put me onto thrifting. I started going, at first obviously I thought it was gross, like every friggin' high school kid does. And I thought it was weird, people were buying used clothes. But then I started finding cool items that I was like, yo, that's $3. Might as well try it out, rock it, you know what I mean? At this point, now that I'm introduced to thrifting, like that feeling of individuality, big word, Miggy. I know guys, thanks. But just feeling like wearing something that no one else has, like that felt amazing to me. Like, and so yeah, shout out Paul Cantu, man, the actual GOAT. Dude is always gonna be a legend in my eyes. Put me onto thrifting. So Paul Cantu at that time, and then also Kais Omar, Crew TV, if you guys remember the sneakerhead days. They were the two that I watched heavily on YouTube. So being introduced to vintage and thrifting and still kind of being into sneakers, I was like, why not start my own YouTube channel? And so I started one. I started doing fashion videos, like thrifting. I started doing sneakerhead videos. I remember after like my first few months on YouTube, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I was like, yo, mom, I made it. That was around like 2017. Fast forward to 2018, I started a outfit Instagram page. At first it was called Boomin' Fits, because do you guys remember boomerangs? RIP boomerangs. I would do, wow, I was ahead of the game with video fit checks. I would do boomerangs on my outfits. That's why I would call it Boomin' Fits. Now it's changed to Fit from a Thrift. Very fitting, right? I obviously don't use that anymore, but I started that in late 2017, and in 2018, I started being on it heavily, posting fit pics. I guess that was kind of my intro to being an influencer, content creator. But yeah, 2018 was really a time of me just experimenting and like diving a little bit deeper into thrifting. I remember like going to thrift stores with my homies, going to thrift stores by myself, and vlogging there and not even really knowing what I'm looking for, just looking for something cool, like not even looking to resell, just looking to find cool stuff that I can incorporate to my style. Like looking back at some of those videos, I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you're doing. You're literally just yapping about clothes. Anything vintage or vintage looking at that time to me was like, oh my gosh, I just came up. And to be frank, like at that time, like the vintage scene, thrifting world was not as saturated, so you can go at a random time at a thrift store and just find goodies. But yeah, that's why I love YouTube, and that's why I love my YouTube channels, because it's so fun just seeing the transformation of where I was before to where I am now. You can see me thrifting in 2018, me not knowing what I'm finding, what I'm looking for really, and just looking for whatever, just having fun, not a care in the world, finding cool clothes, trying cool clothes on. And then eventually during the course of that time, I started dabbling into like selling on Depop, Grailed, and then even sometimes just my Instagram story, people would be like, yo, like, find me something here, find me something there. And so then I started a little bit reselling there in like 2018, 2019. Shortly after that, I kind of became inconsistent with posting on YouTube and thrifting, and my focus kind of just went to working. And at that point I was going to school and I was doing like a church internship. Don't get it twisted, I was still putting on fits, I was still posting occasionally here on my outfit page. Not gonna lie though, I did get a little bit lazy. I would still post here and there on YouTube, but when I would, I kind of veered away from that thrifting fashion scene, and I would just post kind of vlogs, traveling and hanging out with family, not really niched to fashion and vintage. And I would say at that point, like late 2018, all the way to like 2020, my style just kind of stayed stagnant. I was just kind of lazy with it. Like I wasn't experimenting, I wasn't trying new things out because I wasn't heavily at the thrifts. I wasn't finding items, I wasn't finding anything new. And so I was kind of just recycle the same fits. But yeah, at that point in 2020, when COVID and everything happened, I started working at my church full time. And I did that for like a few months at my church, but I just had that itch to do something with my life, to make it. I always had a vision to be a famous YouTuber. No, on the real though. And so then I quit that job, and at that point I had nothing to do. Still living in my parents' house, like no bills or anything. I was just chilling. And so with all that free time, I was like, what am I gonna do? But then it hit me, I was like, I'm gonna hit the thrifts back up. Just for fun, just for myself. And then one day became 2 days, became a week, became every day for a month, 2 months. And then eventually, like, I started reselling vintage clothes at markets. I invested in clothing racks, I invested in hangers, and I started becoming a vintage reseller. And pretty much from 2021 to now, I've been a full-time vintage reseller. So being consistently at the bins, thrifting, like that kind of sparked the creativity in my fashion again. That kind of was like the little bit of jolt into styling things and trying new things out. And I remember discovering 70s flares and cowboy boots. Started taking it seriously because it was my job. And so when I would find something, rather than in the past where I would just find something cool, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now I was kind of grabbing an item, searching it up, learning, obviously because I needed to learn the value of the item now that I'm a reseller. But that's when I literally just started getting an influx of new items in my closet, trying new things out, flares, platform shoes, platform docks, cropped shirts, and cropping everything, and finding 50s items, 60s items, incorporating that into my style. I had so much clothes and so many outfits now that's just running through my mind because of the clothes that I was finding at the thrift stores, that I was like, I gotta have another outlet to show this off. And I don't think having 2 Instagrams is the best way to do it. And so RIP Fit From a Thrift, I shut down that page, I think like 2022. And I just transferred all my energy into my main Instagram, which you guys see now, miguelvpatron. Started posting reels, started posting TikTok, and now I also do social media as part of my job, not only just vintage clothes. And ever since then, in 2022 to now, I've been balancing both. But yeah, now, although I'm into mixing it up and having versatility and range in my style, like I always say, versatility is the best ability when it comes to fashion, because I don't want people to just expect the same outfit from me every single time. Eventually, I feel like they're gonna get numb to it, but I feel like if I show off the range of styles that I have, I would say like Wisdom. Wisdom can wear anything he wants, and every time it's like eye-popping because it's a different style every time, but it all is him, if that makes sense. That's the approach I've always kind of had with my style and my fits, is that I just wanted to switch it up. I like to mix 50s items and 70s items and Y2K. I wear baggy jeans, I wear flares, I wear wide leg trousers, I wear shorts, baggy shorts, short shorts. I feel like now I've really honed in on my style and my outfits. Could it still change sometimes? Of course. There's endless items at the thrift stores and endless things that can kind of spark creativity in my brain into trying new things out and pairing a certain pant with a certain top, or a certain top with a certain bottoms. Like, that's where I feel like the beauty is in fashion, is that creativity, and thrifting and vintage gives you that ability to do it, but at a discounted rate. It's just amazing. It's honestly helped me out so much, just thrifting and going from that kid that's wearing H&M, Forever 21 to now having an identity in my fashion and my style, while still having that freedom and creativity to try anything else out on. But yeah, literally some days I wake up, I'm like, I'm gonna wear short shorts today and a crop top tee and some loafers. The next day I'm like, I kinda wanna go for the 50s style and wear a conductor hat or paperboy hat, tight shirt and tuck it in and have a big belt, wear boots. That's what I would say to y'all, like if y'all are trying to figure out your style or stuck with it, start going thrifting and start trying new things out. And obviously social media is amazing because you get to watch content creators put fits on and you can be inspired by that. Kind of like with thrifting, don't just follow one fashion influencer. Follow one that's maybe more into one style and follow another one that's maybe more into a different style, and then find inspiration from both and find a way to marry them together. See what you like, see what you don't like, see what fits your body shape, your proportions, and eventually you'll find that sweet spot of what you want to wear and when you want to wear it and what occasion you want to wear that certain outfit. I can honestly say thrifting and vintage has honestly transformed my life, not only fashion wise, but obviously financially, and my job of reselling and my job of having a website and my job of being a fashion content creator truly has been life-changing. It's been amazing, it's been fun. But yeah, I'm super happy that I've recorded, not everything, but most of the journey from when I started fashion and thrifting to now, to where I show you guys the behind the scenes of my job. And then on my IG, if you guys follow me on there, I post consistently showing off outfits. But yeah, I guess it's just fun to look back and reminisce. Not that I'm an old head, but like I started getting into fashion like 8th grade. So seeing from where I was at 8th grade, early high school, late high school, college age to now, like it's just very fun to see my transformation, not only in content, but in how I dress. If you're watching this and you're like, how do I get started? I would say go thrifting. It's very saturated now. Everyone thrifts and everyone's a reseller. And so it's a little bit tricky finding something just for yourself because most of the times it's already taken. But I would say still hit up your thrift stores, go to vintage markets. Unashamedly plugging myself. You can shop from me personally on my website, and that would mean the world to me, but you don't have to. There's a bunch of other vintage resellers that are amazing. They have great websites. A lot of vintage resellers now, so you can go to markets and see what they got. And then eventually, after trying different outfits on, different combinations, different pieces, you will find what you like, what fits you best, what makes you feel the most confident. So my advice for y'all is go thrifting, try different things out, be versatile. Don't be afraid to switch it up and experiment with different items. Yeah, if y'all made it this far, I appreciate y'all. Much love to everyone who always watches this consistently. I love y'all so much. And if you haven't checked it out, fromfilthyrags.com, buy some vintage clothes. Follow me on IG, miguelvpatron. And as always, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later.
The way that you walk in the room, girl, you're making it harder to function. Step on the scene, you're looking at me and my heart started jumping. And they'll never get it, cause baby, they think it's just casual loving.